Good morning, you motherfuckers. How you badass motherfuckers doing? Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Another fucking Friday. Gosh. Can anybody keep up with this shit? Can anybody keep up with my fucking shit? Yeah, man. You know what time it is. It's all on me. The morning fucking drinking show. I'm your host, fucking Greg. Getting on here every motherfucking day. Why? Because we take no fucking days off. The day you take off, the day I'm gonna fucking take off is the day they fucking put me in the dirt. That's it. Beyond that, good morning, motherfuckers. It's another Friday. Who's got big plans? Who can't wait to get to the end of the day? Usually Friday, right? Fucking payday. Anybody get paid out there? Anybody making that money this week? Anybody excited with that paycheck they got coming in? Get to pay all those bills. Just hit that first of the month, right? I'm sure you guys are excited to pay fucking bills, doing that adulting life. Freedom Friday, man. And y'all grateful for the freedom you got today? The freedom, right? Freedom to make a choice, to either continue doing how you've been doing or maybe switch some shit up, right? Changing some things up in 2022. What are you guys doing today, man? What are you doing to change some things up in your life, right? A lot of people have been getting on here, listening to this talking head right here, this motherfucker talking shit. There I am, motherfucking mugshot, celebrating what? 10 years of sobriety, 10 years of fucking transformation. And guess what? It takes work every single day. One day after another, I get on here and I'm just fucking talking shit on this show. But this is my life, motherfuckers. I want to progress in life. Anybody want some progress in 2022? We're already in March. That shit hit me yesterday, right? That shit hit me yesterday, man. Went to the hot springs. You guys remember I was going to hot springs in this fucking January and it was cold water, man. 19-degree, freezing fucking cold water. And I went there yesterday and I'm like, what? This shit's warm. So even the water changes, right? Even nature changes. But what are you doing to change? Anything? Is there anything inside of you that you want to change today, right? Because you got freedom, right? Your fucking neighborhood probably ain't getting blasted with the fucking bombs going off. You probably ain't worried about a radiation leak. So what are you worried about? Maybe you are worried about that. Maybe you're so fucking consumed with that, with what's going on in Ukraine. I know one of my close fucking bros is actually over there. He's American and he's over there. He's one of my closest fucking friends, man. So when you hear someone like me saying, I'm fucking down to roll, trust me, I know motherfuckers that are there. Do you? No, you just got this emotional fucking whatever going on in your head. You caught up. You caught up on everything else that's going on around you in this life. And here we are. It's another fucking Friday. It's a Friday in March, the first Friday in March. Before you know it, guess what? I'm going to be telling you, motherfucker, April Fools, motherfuckers. April Fools. How many fools we got out there? You just fooling yourself, fooling everyone else around you. And it's like, you can't change unless you want to. In this day and age, really in any stage of life, anything worthwhile takes effort. And it takes some discipline. It takes some pride. It takes a vision. It takes having an aim to say, you know what? I'm going to put in some work. I'm going to change some things up, right? For me to be here when I used to be there, that took a lot of work, you guys. We're talking about 3,650 days, right? 365 times 10, right? As we march down to what? July 22nd, 2022, my 10-year fucking sobriety date. And I love always talking about the difference, contrast, right? Contrast. How many of you guys know about contrast, right? Day and night, good and evil, right? A lot of you get caught up on good and evil, right? God versus the devil, happy versus sad, right? Those are all contrasts, right? Fat versus fit, contrast. Healthy versus junk food, right? Exercise versus being lazy, right? Making money versus being broke. All of those things are contrast. And you get to choose which one of those things you want. Unfortunately, in this day and age, and really ever, you can't expect to have instant gratification for the things that you truly desire to accomplish. And here's the thing, when you finally decide to start accomplishing some new things, right? Trying some new things, challenging yourself, even if it's just starting the mental process with some journaling, guess what? You're going to be put to the fucking test. Anybody like tests? How many of you go back to think back to school and you're like, man, I used to love getting fucking pop quizzes. I used to love exams. I know someone that just finished up a course and just finished that final fucking exam. And it's like, oh man, I remember being there. I remember being there as an adult in my 30s, right? Finishing up 3 fucking college degrees. That shit is not easy, but it's also not impossible because I used to be a veterans advisor, right? School certifying official, and running a veterans resource center in higher education. And majority of my students coming in, the people that I was helped navigating higher education, were adults. And it wasn't all just veterans, it was dependents too. I had a lot of dependents, so the children, grown children that were college age. And it was a challenge for all age groups, right? The first class I ever took was a small group communication. It was actually about a year after this. And I remember an 82-year-old lady sitting next to me. I swear, you guys, this little old lady was like an angel. She was like, she didn't seem real. Like she was there. Poor thing, man. She was real hard of hearing. So she was always having to ask questions. And, when you got someone that asks questions, it kind of slows down the class. So people would get really annoyed with her. And, they were probably thinking like, man, I'm here for learning and you're 80 something years old. Like you probably don't even need to be here. You're just here for the fun, shits and giggles. You know what? That ain't your fucking concern what the lady was there for. It was really cool though. I sat next to her the whole class and she had her birthday during the class. And she had told me about it, that her birthday was coming up. So I brought cupcakes for the whole class and for her to celebrate her birthday. And she was so touched by that shit, man. Really, really fucking touched. And what was cool was that we had our little celebration there. And I can remember her looking over to me one day and like, I don't know, she was like wanting to like speak a prophecy over me, or she like saw something in me. And so she's like, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you write something down on paper? And I was like, looked at her like, what the fuck you talking about? She's like, yeah, can you just write some stuff down? She was like a handwriting expert, or like a forensic type expert with handwriting. And so I said, well, what do you want me to write? She's like, well, just write your name down or something. So I did. So I wrote my name. And at the time, I used to write, like if I was to write Greg, I wrote it like that. And when she saw that, she's like, oh, right there. She's like, you're so close. You are so close to breaking through in your life. She's all, there's something about you, you guys. And this was like almost 10 years ago. She's like, there's something about you. You have this message, and like your energy is bouncing off the walls in here. And she starts like speaking all this stuff over me. But she looks at me, write my name down. And this is how I used to write my name. She's like, right there, right fucking there, that little G that looks like a hook. She tells me, if you would just, let's see if I could do this. She's like, if you would just follow through, I can't do it here. She's like, if you would just follow through, so just finish that little G. She's like, you will be unstoppable. And it was so true. I was like, what the fuck? Are you serious, lady? And so here's the truth is there was something about that, because it was very true in that time, which was right after the drunk motherfucker hitting that fucking final arrest, that I was trying to put my life back together. I was starting this march of rebuilding myself. And for me, a lot of it started with my education. I had a lot of, I lacked self-confidence because previous to coming back to here to my hometown, chalking up the big losses, I was running my own business. I was making money. I was fucking successful. And I used to always talk shit about the pieces of paper on the wall, right? Those pieces of paper. I'm like, who the fuck needs that, man? And, you know, you point to Steve Jobs and Bill Gates, all these motherfuckers. They never finished college. You don't need no college to be successful. And in a lot of ways, that's true. But the problem that happened with me in my experience is coming off of the 0809 economic collapse is I moved back here to New Mexico, and it's like, Mike, unless I was going to start another business here, which I did have the equipment, I just didn't have the will to do it, you guys. I was so exhausted. I was really fucking exhausted and just beat up because my dream was gone. Poof, poof, right? My dream is gone. And I was really depressed, right? And I moved back sober, but I had just got my second DWI in 2007. And then 0809 happened, right? Late fall 0809. So about a year after that DWI, the economy collapsed, and it's like my whole world changed. I had a 2-year-old daughter, and we knew at the time that we were going to have our second child, my son. And it was like, fuck, man. Time to switch things up. We gotta go home. Like, what the fuck else are we gonna do? So it came back, and I didn't want to start the business. And the problem was with my self-confidence is I started looking at jobs that I felt I was qualified for because I had leadership experience, you know, all of these, you know, like a marketing director, communications director, art director, you know, like major jobs. That's what I was doing in Southern California, is basically running a business. That's high level, high production. But guess what? Most of these jobs that I was qualified for, they had one little piece, and that little piece was the paper. They needed a little piece of paper, which meant a lot of tests that I had yet to take. You know, my first college experience, you guys, was steaming out to the Middle East, you know, in the Navy as a Navy corpsman with the U.S. Marines, taking 2 correspondence courses. So it's like my experience of college has been incredible, right? I was like 18, 19 at the time, and we're steaming out to the Persian Gulf and, you know, on the USS Denver taking correspondence courses. And those classes are actually still with me to this day from an accredited institution. But the thing about it is that I didn't have the education piece, and it really dropped my value. I talk a lot about our value here, right? Do we value ourselves? And for a lot of us, you know, our value doesn't come through education, through a piece of paper on the wall. It really is just, how do we feel about ourselves? But for me, as I started seeing these jobs, like, I knew that the minute I couldn't check bachelor's degree, I eliminated myself from truly being evaluated, and it closed a lot of doors, and that frustrated the fuck out of me. And so here I was, kind of hitting rock bottom, coming off of this, and not really had kind of forgotten about all the veteran benefits I had. I just kind of got caught up in building a business and then losing a business and trying to rebuild my life, that I just really hadn't realized the amount of resources and support I had at my disposal, that I finally came to after sobering up 10 months. And I started this class, and this little lady, right? I used to write my name, right? Greg, right? And she saw that G like that, and she said, man, if you would just follow through, so just finish this fucking little piece. So you just follow through, you will fucking do amazing things. So I guarantee you, every time, if you were to look, Like this morning, I wrote good morning, right? It has a follow through. She changed my life. This tiny little instance. First fucking college class I took, little 82-year-old lady that used to annoy the hell out of everybody because she was like, huh, what? Always asking questions. And I swear, I tell you, I think she was like an angel because I made her the cupcakes. She spoke this little prophecy or vision over my life. And to this day, it changed me, right? For some reason, that encounter with this 82-year-old lady, it changed my life. I can tell you, I've never not followed through for sure on my G's. Those G's, boom, follow through, follow through, follow through. And it's been a life lesson for me. And it's really helped me to get to what? 10 motherfucking years, right? Because anything, right? You can sit there and think about ideas all day long. You can think about your dreams. You can think about your goals, right? You can think about what it would be like to go back to school. And some of you, that would be, feels miserable, but I promise you, if your education as a kid growing up, right, high school and junior high and all that was miserable, you are not the same person as an adult. You are so much more intelligent. You've had so much more life experience. So it's really just, if you can show up with the right attitude and be willing to put in the work, you'll be successful, guaranteed. That doesn't mean it's going to be easy, because you're going to have a lot of these, right, tests. And tests suck, because a lot of it is what? Memorization, regurgitating information that's thrown to you, a lot of reading, a lot of note taking, a lot of showing up, right? Especially if you're someone working in a job that's just not giving you fulfillment. The thought of saying, fuck, man, I'm going to have to do night school or on the weekends and all this shit. It's all good. If you start building all that negative fucking thoughts, yeah, it's going to suck. It's going to suck. Right? I've always said it. There's nothing fun about education. It sucks, especially as an adult. It's not fun. But it's really just your attitude to say, hey, is it worth it? And as I look back, fuck yeah, it's worth it. I sit here right now with I have a master's degree. I'm a graduate with an MBA. That's a big motherfucking deal. Yeah. Yeah. There's probably some of you that are like, fuck, this dude's got an MBA. Right? That's a high level of fucking education. And part of me still wants to go back and get a PhD, but I'm trying to find one in revolutionary studies, because we want to fucking start turning over some institutions in this fucked up world we live in. So I'm waiting to find that, or maybe I can earn it out on in the field, right? Revolutionary studies. Dissertation on overthrowing fucking corrupt institutions. That sounds like pretty good fucking program. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Other than the fact, everybody I've ever talked to that completed a dissertation, a PhD, they say don't do it in something you like to do, because by the time you're done doing it, you're going to hate that shit. But it takes follow through. And I'm not making up this story, but it's funny because she gave me the book at the end of the class because I didn't have the book. I probably couldn't afford the book or something. I just didn't get the book. And so she gave me the book at the end of the class. She's like, I don't need this. Like, can I give it to you? She was so touched by the cupcakes. And then it's like she just disappeared. That's why I don't know if she was like real or an angel or what, but she's touched this encounter in class touched my life. And that's just like one encounter of just countless and countless encounters throughout the 6.5, 7 years that I was at Santa Fe Community College, going from being a student into being a graduate, into building an award-winning, nationally recognized Veterans Resource Center, where I received, national fucking recognition. It was a very distinct honor to be a part of a movement in this country where we need to get our shit together and start really creating places where veterans and their families could feel like they have a place to call their own, that they were fully accepted in higher ed. But the thing is it's the follow through, right? It's truly about follow through. Change in life, you got to follow through. You can sit there and brainstorm, right? All these ideas that you have, a dream that you're having, you can sit there and fucking fantasize about, what it would be like if you could go back to school. And it may seem daunting. It may seem like fucking no way, impossible. Motherfuckers, there's somebody doing it. Somebody right now in this country, in this world, is literally like your twin, right? The same situations, the same type of fucking condition, the same age, the same fucking hand, all the bad shit. And guess what? They're doing it. And you need to start telling yourself that you can do it, because me telling you to do it is not going to get you to do it, right? It takes you and your willingness to say, I'm going to change things up. I want to change. And here's the thing. I said this from the very beginning. When you step out and you finally cross the fucking starting line, you finish the starting line of whatever this thing is that you want to set out to accomplish and achieve in your life, you're going to get tested. Being put to the test is a part of the program. I don't know why. I honestly cannot tell you why it's a part of the program. In my experience, though, it has been there every step of the way. Tests. And it's pass or fail. It ain't like an A, a B, a C, a D, an F. No, it's pass or fail. And here's the fucked up part, you guys. From my experience, right? Here's the fucked up part. Is that anytime that you even pass a test, you get retested on the material. And I'm talking about life lessons, you guys, right? If you don't understand this yet, I'm talking about the lessons of life, areas of growth. When you start doing something new, right? Maybe it's switching up some nutrition this weekend. Maybe it's saying, you know what? It's March. It's not fully spring-like weather, but I want to start doing some things, marching towards my goals, marching towards my dreams, marching towards a better version of myself. You're going to get tested. You're going to do something new to switch things up, and the universe is going to go whack, smack you in the fucking face, knock your ass down, and you got to get back up to follow through. I don't know why it happens, but if someone has yet to experience that, like, it's going to happen. So just accept it, right? And it usually comes, it's crazy, it comes from ourselves. It's like our lower self versus our higher self, right? We have this higher version of ourself that's like this conscience in us. It's this thinking mind that's like, it gives you these ideas. It shows you the potential. And I think we all experience this shit. We see what our potential is. We know that we could do something. We know we could lose 50 to 100 pounds without surgery, just eating better, being more disciplined, being more active, right? But we don't want to do it. And guess what? You don't got to do it. That's what's cool about this shit. Don't do it. Keep feeling like shit. Keep wasting your fucking life away. You know, part of me this week I've had some conversations about reincarnation, right? And it's like saying, like, you know, some people are fucking awake. Some people are woke as fuck. And I'm not talking about these motherfuckers trying to get rid of the past, rewrite history and all this bullshit. I'm saying there's some people like myself that we're seeing reality in like this, the highest fucking form of what it truly is, right? What reality truly is. And then a lot of you are just plugged into these programs, this fixed mindset, these institutions. Some of you are still believing that fucking elections truly matter, that politicians are actually good people when they're fucking sweet talking you, that they're actually going to go out there and fight for your fucking cause and make a difference, as if they're not ripping you off, me and everyone else fucking alike. We're getting ripped off, motherfuckers. If it's a money game, these people are spending money that is unfathomable here in New Mexico alone, right? Can any of you imagine what you could do if you had a heart to change the world for a better place? What you could do with $8 billion fucking dollars? $8 billion fucking dollars, right? That's 8,000 millions. For those of you that don't know, right? I would change, oh man, I feel like I could change the world in a fucking powerful way. I don't think I would address every issue on world, but I know that I could probably target a specific issue and make a worldwide impact, right? And yet here in just New Mexico, these motherfuckers spending $8 billion. And trust me, you guys, they have nothing to fucking show for it. They cannot chalk up wins. Our roads are not better. Our schools are not better. Poverty is not better. Affordability is not better, right? Addiction is not better, right? It's like the basic shit. And it's like $8 billion fucking dollars goes so fucking far, man. It goes incredibly far. And yet they don't have nothing to show for it. So what does that tell you? We are being robbed if they cannot actually show the results. Just more fucking programs, more wasted money. I've sat there, you guys. The reason why I know this shit is because I've sat there. I've run for politics, so I understand the fucking system from that perspective. Any of y'all ever ran for fucking public office? Any of you motherfuckers? Any of y'all motherfuckers got the balls to put yourself out there and run for public office? Or are you just going to keep voting for someone that's sweet talking you, ripping you off? Because if you're a true agent of change, if you're someone that's going to be a renegade and rage against the machine, you're a fucking threat, and they're going to take your ass out. They will find a way. So most of you good people, badass motherfuckers, will never find the courage and strength to go and try it. And the thing about it is in order for you to bring about change in your life, right? A new mind, right? You have to be willing to take some tests. And I'm not talking about just written tests. I'm talking about tests in life, challenge, resistance. You have to have a spirit of overcoming. And a lot of you know this shit. Everybody knows this shit. But what is it about your life right now that you have just decided to check the fuck out? You get a little momentum and you start changing a little bit of stuff, and it's kind of like you think back to the first of the year, new year, new me. We started to change up some stuff right out the gate. And before you know it, you're right back into what? The old fucking habits, the old routines. So how are you going to create those new routines? It's got to come from within. And it's a really sad fucking reality that for so many people, right, in order to really get the change you need, it's like you're going to have to get hit with a really bad loss, something significant. That's what it took me. I'm telling you guys this from fucking firsthand experience for me to start really changing my behavior. I had to not only just say fuck, I didn't have to just pay the fines and hire the lawyers to get myself out of that fucking mess, right? I had to follow through and say, you know what? I'm not ever turning back to alcohol. I'm going to live a sober life. I'm going to change my life for the better, right? And it took following through. And there's a lot of times that I thought about going back to some alcohol, right? To get accepted, to go to a social event, a gathering. And I said, there's no fucking way, man. There is no fucking way. I don't have no more chances. And I know people that it usually takes what? A heart attack, cancer, right? A life or death, fucking just a flash before your eyes for you to wake the fuck up and start really taking this life serious. Why does it take that? That must tell you how fucking precious life is, right? But it takes having something happen so bad because we all can just come, it would be so nice if all you guys would just hear this message and then just turn on a switch and just start doing some things that would transform your life, right? It's almost like coming peacefully. Like we all have the choice today where we could actually avoid so much pain and suffering in our life by just going and doing something willfully, right? Knowing that it's the best thing that we need, knowing that it's not easy, but you're not going to give up. You're going to be very crystal clear. You're going to follow through and you're going to see it through to the end without giving up. Even on the fucking hard days, you're not going to give up. But most of you give the fuck up. You fall back into old patterns, old routines, because it's all about easy street, right? And there's a sense of that comfortability in this country where we just think, hey, man, like, what is it? What is the purpose of your life? I had that conversation yesterday about purpose. And even for me, it's really hard to define. Like, what's my purpose right now? What's your purpose? Do you know? Can you sit there and journal what your purpose in life is? Right? Is it just to wake up, take a shower, take a shit, brush your teeth, get dressed, go to work, right? Do your job, eat lunch, get off work, kick back, go to happy hour, drink some brewskis, drink some drinks, right? Hang out, watch some TV, fucking crash out, wake up tomorrow, kick back, veg out, clean up the house, right? Sit around, watch some more fucking sports, watch motherfuckers work, just kind of kick back, be lazy, just try and recharge, eat, sleep, wake up, wash, rinse, repeat, copy and paste, copy and paste. That's purpose. Like, do you think as a human being, do you think that as a human being, you were given this life to just copy and paste every fucking day without really actually having anything necessary for you to like grow, right? Like that there wouldn't be any challenge. Like, and I used to be there. I used to fucking push back resistance so much because it took effort. And I don't know what was wrong with my mind, right? That I didn't want to like just instead of resisting, just say, you know what, bring it. I'm not giving up. I'm going to keep pushing forward. I'm going to keep showing up. I'm going to keep fucking doing everything I can. And does that make me perfect? Hell no. I fuck up all the time still. But there's something about when you're put to the test, you actually learn some things. And so even with me, I had a pretty major test yesterday in my life, right? And you know, the beauty of the test is that it really is a great way for you to show yourself how you've grown, what you've learned, and where you can still improve. Because if life itself is a form of a test, right, then to truly feel like you've arrived is a scary thing. To think that you know it all is a scary thing. I don't care what your faith is, but if you think you truly know it all, and yet you've only lived in this country, you've never traveled outside of US of A, you ain't ever been to India, you ain't ever been to Russia, you ain't ever been to China, you ain't ever been to Colombia, just, you know, I'm just throwing countries out there, but it's like, if you ain't never actually been around the world and interacted with other people, heard about other beliefs, like what do you truly know? Right? It's a very shallow perspective if you only think that the US model is universal. So like when you're sitting here in the US and you've never really traveled abroad extensively and you think that you know women's rights is something that is fucking should be universally accepted, and you've never seen how some of these other cultures literally value fucking cows more than they do women. Come on, like, and it's sad. Like, there's so much truth into your rights, but if you think fucking a billion fucking people in India have to change their fucking beliefs because of your pride, your feelings in this country, like, how you gonna change that? How you gonna change a culture that's fucking way older and way more fucking developed than ours in terms of its beliefs? How you going to do that? And so it's so narrow-minded when we think that it's only our point of view that matters and that we can somehow project our point of view throughout the whole entire world with our faith, right? Whether it's Judeo-Christian or whether it's just our personal beliefs or pride, right? You know, LGBTQ stuff, or even just like gun rights is a huge issue, right? That's a huge issue around the world. Most fucking cultures are not fucking strapped like us, which to me, I got my beliefs, but there's other people, they got different fucking beliefs. So again, it's all situational. And if you're only viewing life from your fixed mindset, saying, hey, I grew up in this small little town. Yeah, I've been to, 10 states, 20 states. I've traveled around. I've been to Mexico or whatever the fuck. But you've never and you think that only your perspective is somehow applicable throughout the world with all these different cultures, languages, beliefs, you're really missing out on something. Like you've really set yourself up for potential failure as a human being. And it comes down to, what is your purpose, right? What is your purpose on this world, in this earth, in this life? What is it? The copy and paste? Is it just collecting that paycheck, working your ass off, giving the best years of your life in order for you to retire someday and then have some time to go and do the things you wish you could always do? Is that truly what it's about? Or is it me meeting these young adults a few days ago at the motel that rolled in a box truck that had been traveling for over a month? They started out in like Miami, Florida, and they're just cruising around. They're partying and just living wild and free, but that's probably a hell of a lot better shit than what some of you all are doing, driving, fucking collecting a paycheck, paying your rent, paying your mortgage, paying all them bills. You're probably miserable as fuck if that's your whole existence. If you're not really making time to go and live life, to do the things you love, to go and travel and have new experiences and try new things, right? Didn't I talk about that from the very beginning? Every day we should be trying something new, doing something for ourselves, and then going and doing something kind for somebody else. I haven't posted that in a minute, but that's every day of my life. I'm trying to experience something new, right? Trying a new approach so that hopefully I can get a new result, especially if the things I'm doing, the habits I have, are not giving me the results. So if I start doing something and it makes me start to feel worse, or I start to add weight to myself because I'm eating a different way, right? I got to try something new. Yesterday I had an encounter with somebody, and it's like, it was a very energetic exchange from like almost a masculine standpoint. And, I sit there and I really reflect on how I communicate with people, because I know I don't have it all figured out. I'm coming on here very vulnerable and real every single day, motherfuckers. And it's like, this is my life. I don't know. I'm not trying to act like, oh, I'm a master of all this shit. Fuck no, because every day, what? I am being put to the test with this program every fucking day. I take no days off. So if I fail the test one day, guess what? I got to do it again the next. And that's why this whole fucking thing, it's all on me, comes down to you saying, how am I going to take ownership of my life? How much power and control and decision making do you have as a human being if you are not happy with the situation? If there's any aspect of your life where you're not happy right now, in 2022, March, look guys, March, April, May, fuck, oh shit, summer. I know y'all can't wait to go to summer, right? The beaches, the lakes, the warm weather, getting the tan. And you know that you got all this fucking weight. You know you feel like shit. You know you've been eating like shit. And I get inspired when I see people start to say, okay, you know what? I got to start doing this. I got to start fucking doing this. I got to start doing this. I need to turn off the TV. I need to get rid of the distractions, whatever the fuck's holding you back. And most of the times, you know what's holding you back? You're the one holding you back. You cannot blame other people. As a parent, you cannot blame your kids, right, for holding you back. As a spouse, you cannot blame your spouse for holding you back. It's you. If your health and wellness truly matters, if your level of fitness truly matters to you, you will make time for it, right? Does any of you got like a favorite TV show that you'll never miss the show? Well, how the fuck do you make time for that? But you can't make time for you to go hit the gym or go for a walk or go for a hike or ride your bike or go kayaking, doing something that is going to start increasing your cardiovascular, right, conditioning. And it's like, we'll make excuses for everything. But at the end of the day, you're being put to the test right now. If you are hearing my voice right now, and there is something that you know right now, there's something right now that you know you need to improve. This is a test. This is a test. You guys remember that? This is a test. Beep. Right now, you need to listen to yourself and write that thing down that that you need to fucking start putting some action to. Put some thoughts to it. Come up with a fucking plan. But then guess what? You got to follow through. You have to follow through with your plan. If you guys have been tuning in long enough, I started doing yoga this year, right? I went 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. I think it was 3 times, and then I missed because I went to a funeral, but I get right back after it. And it's like, it's different for me. It's new, but there's a benefit. I've seen a benefit in the breathing and the aspect of it. And it's like, I probably don't fit that mold, right? Most of the class I've been in, there's not a lot of dudes in there already. And you get a fucking guy like this, man, that I don't know if there's a part that you look in to be in yoga, but it's not about that. I don't give a fuck if I look the part or if I, know all the moves. I mean, I'm having to watch everyone else and kind of learn by imitation. There's a lot of imitation in there because I'm having to see what other people are doing. And I'm just trying my best. I'm following along. I'm very open to just doing everything that they're asking, everything that they're kind of guiding, the whole fucking process for the hour. I'm just following along as best as I can, and I'm getting a lot out of it. And if any of you watch the videos I've done post the class, holy shit, man, I am so, like, I can hear it in my own voice, how calm I am, how peaceful I am, right? And yet, guess what? I have followed through. It is an example, right? I'm trying to be a role model to you guys. That it's like, I tried something new. I'm still doing all this other shit. I'm still doing my workouts. I'm so excited that we're getting to almost the time change so I can start doing more evening hikes, right? Because hiking is a big part of it. And I love it when I can get my gym session in the morning and go hike up a fucking mountain at night. 2-a-days. Sometimes 3-a-days. A few weeks back, I did 3-a-days. I did the gym in the morning, yoga in the fucking afternoon or the middle of the day, and I did a big ass hike in the fucking night. Was I tired at the end of the day? Hell yeah, right? But I felt fucking great. And then the next day, guess what? I went hiking again, more self-care, went to hot springs, taking care of my body, taking care of my soul. And it's like, you start to build momentum. And you really start to crave this stuff because it becomes more of the habit than the laziness, right? So you have to give up. That's the contrast. It's either being lazy or being active, being lazy or being active, being fit or being fat, being healthy or being unhealthy, right? And so you give up one for the other. So if you are unhealthy, well, you're giving up your health. And that is the program that you have done. You have given yourself that program. You can't blame anybody else for your state of being. Even your motherfucking paycheck. Don't blame your work. It ain't your work's fault that you're making as much as you are if you're unhappy, right? You need to go and increase your value. Maybe you need to go back to school. Maybe you need to finish up some sort of a certification to take yourself to the next level. But in order to do that, you're going to have to cut back on some work hours, sacrifice a little bit, right? Tighten up the fucking budget, right? Show some fucking discipline, but really put yourself first. And that may even mean changing fucking jobs for a minute. But is it worth it? Fuck yeah, it's worth it. Because now that I put in that work and I have an MBA, guess what? I show up and I have the experience and I have the credentials. And guess what? Even if the fucking institution burns down to the ground, right? Those little letters, MBA, behind my name will never go away, right? My house may burn down and those fucking 3 degrees on my wall may fucking go up in flames too. But guess what? The credentials are still there in the archive. You can never take it away. It's been earned, motherfuckers. And that was the mindset change I had. That was the shift. When I went from being an entrepreneur, flying high, making huge money on my own, laughing at pieces of paper, laughing at motherfuckers wasting their time in school, I had the reality check when I came back, when the economy collapsed, saying, fuck, I can't get a job. I can't get the job that I'm qualified for because I don't have a piece of paper, because I didn't put in the work to go to school. I chose the military. I chose starting a business, but now I don't have my business. I don't have the military. What the fuck am I going to do now? And I wasn't in a mindset to start another business. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go climb that fucking mountain called education, higher education. And I'm going to see how far I can get. So I got my associates first, right? In about a year and a half. Then I got my fucking bachelor's in another year, and I got my master's about 18 months later. So it was like, it was all worth it though. It was worth it. I felt so proud of myself to think that someone that, you know, I didn't ever fuck around in school. I ditched a lot, but I always played sports. So that means I always had to show up and get a certain fucking GPA. I think back in the day, 2.5 GPA. So never excuses. Whether I was fucking off after school, after practice, on the weekends, in the evenings, I still showed up in school and rocked it because I've always had that philosophy. Work hard, play hard, motherfuckers. There's got to be balance. Some of y'all are working so hard for someone else that you don't even know what it is to work hard for yourself. You don't even think that's a thing. And trust me, that's the most important thing, is when you start learning and realizing how important it is for you to put in the work for yourself. And for me, it's this shit. It's this program right here. Working hard for yourself is starting your day off with gratitude. Mindfulness, man. What fucking mindset do you have first thing in the morning? Are you already worried about the stress? Are you already fucking looking at the bank account that's depleted, or fucking just feeling like shit in general because you know that you could be doing better, but you don't know where to start? Well, if you don't know where to start, fucking reach out. Reach out to me. Find a fucking life coach. Find a fucking personal trainer. Start investing in yourself, you guys. Give up some of this other wasted time, this other wasted resources. Go create a budget. Some of y'all are just spending money that you shouldn't be spending. I've been there. I've chased after the fucking illusion that somehow more things is going to make me feel better about myself, and it doesn't. The stuff does not add value to you. We all see the memes. Maybe we don't all see the memes, but there's a lot of memes where, look at someone like Jay-Z, right? A rapper like Jay-Z. When he first came up in the 90s, the 2000s, that dude was covered in gold chains, all this bullshit, man, all the brands, all this shit. Look at that dude now, man. He's usually wearing a black t-shirt and some fucking jeans and some white fucking sneakers. That's it. And he's a hell of a lot more valuable now than he's ever been. And so it tells you that all this stuff is not what adds value to your life, right? And actually, the more real value you have, the less you're worried about the bullshit, the brands, the names, the fucking food, all this bullshit you spend money on. And it's all seeking what? Pleasure. And the more pleasure seeking you are, right, it's going to cost you something, because you're sacrificing your purpose. You're sacrificing your potential when you seek the instant gratification of short-term pleasures, right? Whether it's just, going out to dinner a couple nights a week. You go out to dinner a couple nights a week, man, them grocery bills getting expensive in this day and age. I don't care how much money you have. I'm like, what the fuck? 3 fucking bags of groceries, $180. Holy shit. But you'll go take the family out to eat. That's 1.5 meals, 2 meals, right? Out at dinner. But you're so exhausted that you don't even know how to cook. Maybe you need to go to fucking your community college and go to a cooking class so that maybe you could just learn how to cook better. Maybe some of y'all just never learned and had a mentor in your life, a good cook that you learned how to bake and how to cook proper. So even just investing in some classes. And guess what? Some of you all don't even need to do that. There's a thing called YouTube, motherfuckers. Anybody heard of YouTube? There's every fucking kind of cooking class on there. They walk you through all that shit. Look up some healthy cooking. Switch some shit up, motherfuckers. That's personal development. Bingo, right there popped up. Personal development, 30 to 60 minutes a day. Do y'all realize when this comes across the board, this is kind of a breakdown on the minimum amount of time you should spend every day working on you? 3 hours, 10 minutes. That ain't shit. But it's the minimum. It's my suggested minimum amount of time that you should spend working on you, not working on someone else, not paying attention to someone else, not managing the fucking relationships around you, but working on you. Mindfulness, look, 10 to 30 minutes. And that's definitely not enough, but it's a good start. Fitness, 60 to 90 minutes. Could be anything. That's why I have all the little different emojis down there. Nutrition. I use 4 plant-based meals. You do whatever the fuck you want, but you gotta start getting rid of the bullshit. And it shouldn't have any fucking fast food and hopefully no restaurants. This should come out of your own kitchen. Personal development. 30 minutes to 60 minutes a day. Listening to books, watching YouTube, whatever the fuck it is to help improve your life. And then making a difference. 5 to 10 minutes. Being kind to other people, right? Giving some compliments out. Being a nicer person in this world. Volunteering some time, right? That's a huge thing, man. The volunteering thing, it's not going to go away. If you've been listening to this message and you're not volunteering, you haven't even made any effort to go volunteer in your community, you're letting yourself down. Don't worry about me, but that is one of the biggest things I am challenging you to do, right? It's all of this stuff. Spend more time in gratitude, mindfulness, spend more time exercising, figure out what healthier nutrition would be like for you, right? And for me, when I switched to plant-based whole food, straight up, you guys, I literally make most of the food I used to make before. I just substituted the unhealthy ingredients for healthier ingredients. I cut out the oil. I've cut out cheeses. I've cut out butter, right? You cut out just some simple things that are kind of always infused in our food. And man, it improves the fucking quality of it. It's that simple. But some of y'all make this drastic shit, go on these drastic fucking diets, and it's miserable. It's painful, and it shouldn't be that way. Life should not be painful, right? Life should be blissful. It should be joyful. You should be like this motherfucker waking up every day, whether it's a Monday, a Friday, a Sunday, I don't care what day of the week it is. I don't care if it's a holiday or not a holiday. My energy, my feeling is the same. Even on my own birthday, like I am the same. I'm just happy and grateful to be alive. Because as we come up on a fucking hour, or I just reflect on yesterday, 250,000 people died yesterday. And if you're hearing my voice, fuck, are you not grateful you're not one of those people? Are you not thankful, right, that you get to do life today? That you get to experience joy, bliss, love, right? Acceptance. You get to interact, feel. You get to have sensations, make decisions, go places, explore, experience, interact with other human beings. Do you have any presence of being? Is there any fucking thing going on up here where you're like not just in a program and automated going through this, but you're actually like seeing life through a lens that gives you joy and happiness to be alive, regardless of the situations, right? There's a reason why you are in the situation. And it comes down to one thing, you guys. You need, until you do this, total fucking ownership. It's total ownership. If you're not happy with your job, don't blame your fucking boss. Don't blame the company. We are not in a communist country. You are not being forced to work where you work. Get up and leave. Quit the motherfucker. Or at least start looking for another job. But if you're in a situation where maybe you don't have the qualifications that you wish you would have, when the fuck are you going to start the process of school? I know someone right now is an adult. They're going through school and it's like, it's not easy. And I know because I was there. It's not easy, but fuck, when you start the fucking mission, finish the starting line, that is the biggest thing. And then once you get going, you build a routine, just like exercise, there becomes a routine. There's academic fucking fitness, just like there's fitness, endurance. Like you start to build endurance. And as you build it, you become stronger, academically speaking, physically speaking, if you put yourself in the physical sense. And it's like, it's so rewarding though, to accomplish something in life. And guess what? It's going to take a little challenge, but you got to take total ownership of your life. And I think there's a lot of you right now that you don't want to take ownership. You're sitting there in a victim fucking mindset where it's someone else's fault. Something happened to you, right? You got them, you know, you're a parent, you're a single parent, you got kids, you know, you got hooked on drugs. I don't know what the fuck it is, right? But if you're unhappy with your paycheck, it's because of you. It's your value, right? In my own workplace, I pay people what they ask for. I even asked somebody like in a recent interview 3 times, how much did you want to make? And they just kept selling themselves lower and lower and low. I'm like, no, but you started out, they actually started out at a decent rate. And then they like, I would ask, I was like, so tell me again, what was the amount? And they like sold themselves lower. I'm like, dude, seriously, if you had asked for a higher amount, I would have given it to you. And so I kind of met them in the middle. I gave them more than they asked for, but less than what I was willing to give. And there's a book I told you guys about a few weeks ago. I love talking about books here, and I doubt any of you would listen to this shit. And that's sad, but that's how you are, right? Is I continue to give you resources, input, information, but you're a grown-ass adult. And until you take total ownership and actually start using some of this shit, nothing's going to change. Change only comes when you follow through, when you take action, just like with me, right? The first class that I ever took, I run into the 82-year-old lady. She tells me to write something down, and she saw the fucking mistake. The Greg went from there to there, and she said, look, if you just follow fucking through. And ever early on, right after that, here I am, motherfuckers. And it just every day, more and more momentum, more and more things start to come. The tests have not changed, right? I'm tested all the time. All the fucking time I'm being put to the test. But the powerful thing is the farther I go, the more discipline I have, the more I stick to my fucking program. The tests don't necessarily get easier, but I change. I have transformed to where I act and behave and respond differently. Because for me, one of the biggest goals that I've had in life has been self-mastery, emotional regulation, having control over my emotions. If you are coming at me with insults, with fucking misunderstandings, all this conflict, right? Confrontational shit. I don't want to get in. I don't want to fucking give of myself. I don't want to become somebody else because of your energy and your insecurities and your fucking anxiety and your depression coming at me. I want to see human suffering in that moment and be able to stand and honor myself, guard my energy, right? And be able to accept you for who you are, create safe space, and then what? Have a conversation, speak life into you, and help you to realize how fucking valuable you are. Because guess what? I believe in you, motherfuckers. I believe in you. I know what you're capable of. Do you? Do you know what you're capable of? You're amazing. You're awesome. You're incredibly intelligent. You're incredibly beautiful. You're incredibly handsome. You're incredibly strong, right? You are strong. You are powerful. You are amazing. You need to believe that shit. And it starts with the journaling. You got to start with the journaling. You got to start observing your fucking thoughts. Instant Millionaire. It really is an amazing book because it truly is. It challenges people to realize that your value is a mindset, right? If I was to ask you today, pick a number, any number, what would be the dream amount you would wish you could make this year? A dream amount, right? I'm asking you this question. Hello? Okay, I'm asking you this question. I got your attention here. Pick a number, any number. What is the dream amount of money that you wish you could make in 2022? Tell yourself it. Think about it right quick. What is the dream amount of money you wish you could make this year? The dream amount. Any number, pick a number. Whatever number you just told yourself, that is what you think you're worth. And if you were to double that number, quadruple that number, 10 times that number, it's that easy. But see, whatever number you said is what you view as your worth. And the number could have been anything, any fucking number. Listen to that book, The Instant Millionaire. If you need something to entertain yourself this week, change your entertainment into personal development. Start listening to some books, reading some books, right? Watching some videos, searching the web on credentials. Why don't you go search for your dreams this weekend? Find a school either close by. Find out when registration is for summer classes or fucking even classes that are late start right now, halfway through the semester. There's classes that start right now, halfway through the semester. Trust me, I know this. I was in higher ed for 6 fucking years. Let's go. Believe in yourself. It starts now. It doesn't have to be all about English and math. There's so many fucking potentials, but find something that you love. And if you don't know what you should be doing, check this out. Look it up. Career interest assessment. Maybe I should do that for you. I'll try and post the link, but look it up for yourself. Career interest assessment. There's a lot of free career interest assessments. And it really helps for you to define and align the things that you're interested in with occupations that are out there that you should be actually pursuing. If you find yourself in a dead-end place, there's something inside of you that you could be more aligned with. You're a true and authentic self that would make you feel more meaning and purpose in this life. But it starts with you, and you're going to be put to the test, and you are being put to the test every fucking day. You get a choice. Are you going to fucking win, or are you going to keep losing? Which is it? And even if you lose, it ain't failure unless you quit. So don't fucking quit, motherfuckers, because remember, results kill excuses. It's all on me. Greg's out.